All right, let's begin. So nice to be here again. We're going to get comfortable in our seat and adjust our body so that we feel very stable. Look down at your feet, make sure that they're about hips width apart so that you have a little kind of gap in between your legs. Take your two fists, press them together, hug the inner arches of your knees around your fists, and look down. That's beautiful. All right. Continue to sit up nice and straight, tuck the belly in, roll the shoulders back, and start to just breathe. Breathe in a way that you feel supported and you acknowledge the breath. Acknowledge the body. If you want to take a hand and place it on your belly, you can, and just feel the rise and the fall of the belly. If anything comes to mind, maybe shake your wrist, flick it away. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. Maybe on your next breath, you go a little bit deeper. You feel the breath kind of go deeper into the belly. And in your mind, maybe you can see the breath. If you imagine it kind of going down to your hips. And then back out the nose. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. But try to sit up from the core. So even though your belly's relaxed, we're thinking about the back body. And imagine that each vertebrae in your back is straight. To do that, you kind of have to tuck in that tailbone in a little bit. You don't have to strain your stomach. You just want to kind of tuck in the tailbone, and then that will allow you to sit up a little bit higher. Okay, throughout this practice, that's the core. We want to keep that engaged as much as possible, but also feel the ability to open up the belly so that the breath can come in. So we're not constricted. Okay, beautiful. We're going to bring our hands to the tops of our thighs and just drop our chin to our chest. So take your chin, drop it down to your chest. Keep the body right where it is. So no leaning forward. Just try to drop just the chin. Relax the shoulders a little bit more. And just begin to breathe into the neck. And once you feel like you kind of got a good sense of how your neck is feeling, bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. And just stay there for a moment. Take your chin, come back down to the center chest. Bring your left ear to the left shoulder. Again, relaxing. Right ear to the right shoulder. You can just kind of roll it over and then come back to center and to the left side. So do this a few times, just left to right. And breathe. Do your best to just try to be present here. Again, if any thoughts come to mind, just kind of shake them off. Shake them off with your wrist. And then come back to center. We're going to take our gaze. We're going to press our belly forward, lift our chest up. So you back bend just a little bit. It's not a big back bend. You're just kind of lifting up through the chest. The belly is now pivoted forward a little bit and gaze goes up. And just breathe. Kind of keep the shoulders relaxed. Nothing you have to do. Track the chin to the chest. Place the belly in a position where it starts to protrude inward so that you're sinking into the navel. Then the back body kind of comes out towards the chair. Now, this isn't a full cat cow. We're just starting to loosen up the body. We're not there yet for a full cat cow. And then reverse a few times, maybe about 4 times up and then 4 times back for a full cycle of these small little movements. And take your time doing them. We don't want to go fast. We're not doing the breath of fire. We're just doing these little tiny movements, but we are going to do the breath of fire. And breathe. And come back to center. And before we start to go through other parts of the body and loosening everything up, let's start to loosen up our face and our breath. If you can do this, what I want you to do is to take your thumb, keep it up. So take your left hand. All right. So your thumb is going to stay up and you're going to tuck down your index finger and your middle finger. And then your ring finger is just going to come to the opposite side of your nose. Your thumb is going to be like sticking out. And I'll come a little bit closer. This is alternate nostril breathing. One of the things about this is that when you alternate back and forth, if you have any sinuses, just don't push all the way down. And they'll allow just enough air. So kind of just flow with the air and the way you can breathe. If you have full capacity with your nose, then you can press all the way down. And it kind of sounds like this. So it kind of messes it up. And then go back and forward and find a rhythm to your breath. So what I like to do first is always just test it. Inhale and breathe in. And then on my exhale, I just swap over to the nose and I breathe out. Once I feel like I got that down, what I can do then is inhale and breathe in. Okay. And then exhale and breathe out. Inhale and breathe in, alternate to the thumb. And then exhale and breathe out. Now you can do the same thing, but what I want you to do is just kind of find a rhythm and find the way that you feel most comfortable breathing. So if it's a half cycle or a full cycle, that's fine. And do that for about 10 more breaths. Try to go slow, because I don't want you going like this. This helps to reduce anxiety. It helps to just calm the body. Take your time. Continue to keep the posture upright. Remember that core work. Like I said, we're engaging the core. Though the core is relaxed, we're engaging it. It's just our muscles. Okay. So do about another 3 more of those. Okay. Or however you're doing them is fine. And then bring the hands back onto the thighs. Sing our arms, reach them up, lift them up overhead, gaze is up, back bending slightly, breathing in. See if you can really get that breath through the body. Fingertips is up, roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Seated mountain pose. And then we're going to bring our hands. So we're actually going to bring them all the way back down by our sides. Like we're tracing the walls. Let's go back up again. Let's do that 3 more times. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Match the breath with the movement. And take your time. We will probably all finish at different times. So maybe close your eyes and just follow your own body and follow your own breath. And then once you get to your last one, allow your arms to just hang and dangle down. Beautiful. We're going to take our fingers and we're going to take our hands, bring them behind us. Okay. And you can just hold your hands here if you don't feel as though you're up for lifting the arms. Okay. Because sometimes if you're really stiff or tight on your arm muscles, that could be difficult, but only go to where you feel most comfortable. Then if you do want to add in leaning forward, You can lean forward. Press the shoulder blades together and breathe. Allow your chest to rise up. Take the head, drop it back, chin up to the ceiling. Again, your modification is just laying your hands on your sacrum. And you can go to any range that you like. Okay. 2 more breaths. Last one. And then undo the arms. All right. And shake that out. Get a little twisty twist on our spine, just to start to loosen the body. Yeah. We're going to come back to center. Arms rise. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take the fingertips, interlace them, press the palms up towards the ceiling, roll the shoulders back away from the ears. Gaze is up. And breathe. And we're going to lean over to our left, pivot open that right shoulder, and take the gaze up. And our chin is right by our right bicep. So if your head is down, you can tilt it up. Come back to center and then lean to the opposite side, lean to the left. Lean to the right. That left shoulder is going to pivot open. Come back to center. And slowly, take your hands, start to lower them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then shake it out. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, bringing the hands back onto the tops of the thighs. Again, we're going to start to loosen things up. So take your shoulders, lift them up, and then roll them back. You can start out just like this. Do about 4 going forward, 4 going back. If you want to bring your hands by the sides and let them dangle, you could do that as well. So really up to you. 4 times up and back. Match the breath with the movement. Beautiful. You need to, yeah, there you go. All right. Now let's come down to the lower part of the body just to kind of open it up a little bit. Bring the hands onto the chair. Take your legs and then just swoosh them over towards the left side, the right side, and then to the left, and then to the right. All right, coming back to center. All right, we're gonna do a full flow, and we're gonna just stay down at our feet for the first one. All right, so arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Take the belly, press it on top of the thighs, chin to the chest. Shake your head, yes and no. Hands dangle down and just stay there for a moment. If you can touch your feet, you can even touch your feet a little bit. Maybe give yourself a little kind of pressing onto the toes just to know that the feet are there, the tops of the feet. There's a lot of bones there, a lot of nerves. So if your shoes are on, you can press through the shoes. We're going to make sure that our feet are completely engaged. So maybe even wiggle the toes and press the feet more into the ground. And as we lift up, I want you to press your feet into the ground and squeeze your core at the same time and come up into a half lift, flat back, back bending slightly, lifting the chest up, chin goes up. And just pause and hold it for a second. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, belly comes back down to the thighs. Inhale, arms rise up, pressing our feet into the ground. We're lifting up through the pelvic bowl. Arms come up, reaching up overhead. Take your hand and then try to reach up with the right hand and then your left, like you're climbing a mountain. And then bring your hands to mountain pose. Now you've really extended out of the spine. Allow the breath to come through the body, through the nose, down into the belly, down into the hips. And then bring the hands down by the side. You want to hold on to the chair, you can for this next one, or you can bring your hands to the tops of your thighs. Take your heels, lift them up, let the toes press on the ground. Those balls that you feel right there on your feet are the front portion of your balance kind of sensor. So the big toe has a really big ball underneath it. And then by the pinky, it gets a little bit smaller, but that's really important. You want to keep that on the ground for most of these poses. Drop the heel down, curve back. As you lift up those toes, you're going to feel the heel. And that's the other part of your balance sensor. So if you feel as though you're on the side of that, you want to make sure that you are positioned, that it's completely flat on the ground. And let's drop our full soles of the feet down on the ground. And I know this might sound like, oh, it's so detailed, but you know what? It's so important because when you're aware of your feet, then the rest of your body is supported with the practice. Okay. So now you look down, make sure your feet are still at that hips width apart. Great. Beautiful. Let's go through a flow now with our feet positioned here, completely engaged. Use your full body. Matter of fact, go through 3 flows. All right, I'll do the first 2 with you, and then the last one, make it your own. Inhale, arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold, coming down slowly. 1 breath, 1 movement. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Yes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, squeezing up, pressing your feet into the ground. Rise up, back bend slightly if it's in your practice. So now you know your body. You want to bring your hands down through heart center. You can, or by your sides. And breathe. Let's do 2 more. This time I'm just going to say the breath, but go with the motion. I'm demoing. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, make it your own. Maybe close the eyes, but if you need to see me, come see me. You can demo. I'm demoing so you can see me. Take your time, be gentle with your body. 1 breath, 1 movement. Now that you did that one, I want you guys to do another one. Okay? Trust yourself completely here, bringing your emotion, your sense of trust, increasing your confidence if you can, knowing that you got this. Just challenge yourself just enough. Good, beautiful. And I know you guys are trusting yourself because everybody's coming up at different times, and that's what I would expect. All right, hands to the heart, set an intention for the rest of this class. Continue to breathe as you do it and try to find something to focus on, a goal, a way to help you maintain focus if your mind wanders. And if you do wander at any point, just be compassionate when you come back. Or if you do a pose that's a little challenging, be compassionate, practice compassion and love. 5 more breaths to set your intention. All right, arms come up, reach up overhead. Take the thumb, cross the thumb down on top of the other one. Interlace all the fingers except for your index finger, which is like a shooting gun. Okay, lift up, gaze up. Then you're going to lean over towards your right. And I want you to take your right fingertips. Take your right fingertips and really press through, extend out the arm on the left side. So you're just like your right hand is actually stretching the left. And then come over to center, and then let's do the other side. Gaze is up and come back. Look up, gaze up. And then we're going to come forward, tuck the belly in, just like we're shooting a gun. Let the shoulder blades come forward. Continue to breathe in and out, and then come forward, press the chest up, come to sitting up. All right. We're going to take our hands, space them apart, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Wiggle your right fingertips, place them on top of your left shoulder. Take the left hand, come underneath. Elbows are off of the chest. We can just stay right here hugging ourselves, or we can Go and participate in the bind. The bind is like this. It looks like an eagle almost. Take your feet, press them together so that your knees are together, your legs are together. Remember, you can also be hugging yourself. That's the modification, okay? Take the elbows up, lift them up, look through your chest. So look down at your chest, chin to the chest. And we're going to just come forward folding, bringing those elbows until they kind of dangle close to our legs. Now you can either relax your elbows on your legs or you can hang them over. It's your choice. Inhale and breathe in, push your feet into the ground. Use the strength, use those balance balls in your feet. Use the belly, come up, gaze goes to your chest, chin stays to your chest, but the elbows go up to the ceiling. And then we come back to center. Now, if you're not in a hug position, go in and hug yourself. Keeping the elbows raised up. And then exhale, unwind the arms. Let your wings fly. All right, beautiful. All right, just shake out your left and your right. Since we're doing shoulder work. And breathe. All right, both hands come out in front of you. Wiggle your left fingertips, place them on top of your right shoulder. Right arm goes underneath this time. All right, remember, you could stay right here like this in your hugging pose, or you can go in for your binds, that eagle binds, chin to the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, one nice leg, so bring your legs together if you're not together. All right, we're gonna start to lift up, take those elbows up to the ceiling, chin stays into the chest. Exhale, with the steady control, start to bring the belly towards the thighs. You can keep the elbows on top of the legs, or you can dangle them over. And remember, you also can do your modification. Slowly, we're going to start to come back up, using our breath, using the strength, pressing our feet into the ground even more. Core work helps bring us up, chin to the chest, elbows go back up to the ceiling. And we're going to come back to center and just stay there for a second. And then come back into our hug if we're not in it already. And then unwind. All right. Good. Great shoulder work. Okay. Let's do some twists. All right. So arms come up, reach up overhead, and then bring the hands to heart center, palms pressed. All right. We're going to take our body, pivot over towards the right, squeeze the core, come back to center. Take the body, twist it over to the left. Squeeze the core, come back to center. To the right, then drop the hands to the outside of the right leg. It looks like this. All right. You want to bring your hands to the chair, you can. You can also bring it to the top of the rung of the chair. So it's your choice, or you can just let it dangle. Take the chin, look over the shoulder on the right side. Wherever your gaze goes is where your body will follow. We're gonna bring our hands back to heart center. Come back, hands to heart. We're gonna pivot over towards the opposite side and bring our hands down outside the left leg. And then you can bring your left hand to the chair. Gaze goes over the left shoulder so you can look behind you. Back to center. Hands come to heart center. Take your left elbow, and I want you to come again, bring the left elbow down to the middle of like the screen or the wall. So you're still sitting up tall, but your elbow now is like literally can touch the wall in front of you. Look over towards your right side and then just come down into your airplane and drop your elbow either onto the left leg, to the right leg, or cross it over. Your knees and your legs are still together. Your feet are still pressed on the floor. They're still connecting. The balls of your feet are all on the floor. So from the pinkies to the big toes to the heels, everything is on the floor. Gaze is up. If you find it difficult, you can look to the side, but if you can take it up, that's even better. That will help you get a little extra extension on that spine. And breathe. Come back up, squeeze the core, continue looking over towards the right side. All right, drop the hands once again to the outside of the right leg. Take your right hand, bring it on to the chair, or you can keep it drop down or up here. We're going to come back into that pose again. This time, now that we've kind of stretched out our body, see if you can go a little bit deeper into your twist. Notice what that does when you prepare the body. It's just like preparing anything else. It gives you a sense of ability to go a little bit further. Relaxing, breathing, and just allowing, no force. Allowing yourself to just be as you are. We're going to bring our hands up, lift them up high, pivot back to the center, bring the hands down by the side. All right. We're going to bring the hands back up, bring the hands down through heart center. Take that right elbow, wiggle the right elbow, and bring that down the center. So now the right elbow is in the front wall and the left elbow is pointing towards the back wall. And we're going to look over to our left side. And when you're ready, come down, bring that elbow onto either your right thigh, your left thigh, or cross it over. And your gaze is up, if you can. Try not to hold the breath. Don't overextend yourself. Remember, you have choices, and it's up to you where you're going to place your elbow or how you're going to position your body. Nobody can do that for you. That is completely your choice, and that's a good thing because only you know how you feel. Slowly, we're going to come up, squeezing our core, coming back up, but keeping that elbow pressing towards the wall in front of us. And then drop our hands down to the outside of the left leg. Take that left hand, bring it on to the chair if you want to. All right, and we're going to go deeper into our pose. So wherever you were, challenge yourself to go just a millimeter more. Take your chin and look over your shoulder just a little bit more. If you find that your head keeps kind of drifting towards me and you're seeing me, take your head behind you and just try your best to keep it there. We're gonna bring our hands back together, bring them to heart center, and then pivot our bodies around. Taking our time, lifting our arms up, stretch a little bit, toe heel your feet apart, coming back into hips width apart. Remember, make sure your sole of the feet are on the ground and let's go through a flow. So come down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise. Gaze is up, maybe smile. Hands come down by your side and then shake it out. All right. We're going to bring our hands to our thighs and we're going to do something called the breath of fire. Okay, so in fact, I'll move a little bit closer like this. So when we do the breath of fire, what happens is our belly kind of protrudes in and out really fast. And the chest lifts and rises and falls. And what we do is we breathe in and out. Try to breathe in through the nose. If you want to breathe out through the mouth, that's fine, or out through the nose, that's fine. Do your best. And this is what it looks like. And I know some people probably have done this before, but it really gets the belly pumped. It really gets everything moving. It gets fire. It's almost like your belly's burning with fire. You can start out slow, find a rhythm, and then you can pick up the pace, okay? You might even hear your breath. And do this for another 15 seconds. Remember, take your own pace. Two more breaths, or at least 2 more seconds. And breathe. And just relax for a second. That should feel really good. Really, really good. Gets the whole body flowing. And since we are getting the whole body flowing, let's do 2 more things that's going to contribute to really waking up the body. Okay. So let's bring the arms up. Roll the shoulders back away from the ears. This is something else that wakes people up a lot and they don't even think about it. But the hand part of yoga is really important. So take your right fingertips, sky flip the palm, take your left hand, plop it underneath, and then pull back only to where you can, okay? So some people's pull back will look like this, while other people are more flexible, okay? So only go to where you feel a mild to moderate sensation on your wrist. And then breathe into that. Imagine that breath of fire. It makes it all the way to the palm of your hands, and then start to rotate, bringing some of that burn and that energy into each fingertip. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. And allow for your body to be positioned up just through your muscles. Like no force. There's nothing you have to do. Yeah. You take each finger one at a time. Then when you get to the thumb, just kind of maneuver it. And all the whole palm, however you do it, ends up coming out just to close out the right hand. And then you can just roll that hand down. All right, just for a second, sit there. You probably feel your right hand's a little bit different than your left, but we're going to correct that now. So bring the hands up, roll the shoulders away from the ears, take the left fingertip, sky flip the palm, take the right hand, plop it underneath, and again, come on to pulling those fingertips back. Breathe through it. Imagine that breath of fire now makes it on the left side. That air, that energy, bring it to each fingertip, rotating forward and then back. Nothing you have to do. And then all the fingertips pull back when you're ready. And only when you're ready. Close off the hand with that pull back and then rotate the wrist. Beautiful. All right. Let's take our hands back and then forward, back like we're wiping stuff. Roll the wrist around. I always like to do flowy things sometimes. All right. Great, great, great. So let's start getting the lower body moving. So we're going to make sure that our bodies are in hips width apart. All right. So just tap your left leg. So you know you're going to keep that forward and we're going to come into that L shape. All right. Stretching out the inner thigh, sit up nice and tall, but kind of keep the chest and the body square. And as you do that, what you're going to feel is a nice stretch on the right side. Now, if your L doesn't look exactly like an L, don't despair. Just go to where you can, open up the leg, right? Give yourself a little bit of space. It's good to do some lower body stuff. And then bring the arms out. So we're in our first modified warrior pose. We can stay just like this. You don't have to do anything else. Now, if you want to add in your left leg, you got to kind of lean back a little bit, depending on your chair, and then stretch out the left leg. So the right knee is facing towards the right wall. And now the left leg is out and the foot is at a 45-degree angle, just like if we were in a warrior two pose. Toe heel that foot so that the knee is stacked on top of the ankle on the right side. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the belly, and look over your right arm. So you're looking over the right, just like you're in warrior two. Remember, you don't have to do this. You can just stay in the L shape. One more breath. Gently bring the arms down, come to the chair, untwist yourself out. So heel your feet back together. Before we do the other side, we're going to go through a flow. So arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. All right, come back up. Beautiful. And then bring the hands down by the side, right? Now we're going to take that right leg. So tap that right knee, keep it there, and then open up on the left side. All right, so now our left knee is looking towards the left wall. You can kind of toe heel that foot to a place where your knee is stacked on top of the ankle, okay? And just stay here for a second. If you feel like you don't want to go into the full warrior, you don't have to, but let's get our bodies so that we are square with the room in front of us. Nonetheless, extend out those arms, roll the shoulders away from the ears. For those of you who do want to do the full warrior and come into that warrior two, take your right leg, extend it out, 45-degree angle, adjust your left foot just to make sure that that knee is stacked on top of the ankle, and look over the left side. Breathe through any sensation. You will feel a little fatigue in your arms and your biceps and your triceps, but that's okay. Breathe into it. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Sit up a little bit taller. Squeeze the glutes. Lift up through your rib cage into your chest and heart. Nice, beautiful warrior. And now bring your hands down slowly back to the chair so that you can unwind out of it. Toe heel your feet, coming back to center. Hips width apart. Arms rise, reach up, lift up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the arms rise and hands come back down. Beautiful. All right, so let's take our right foot and we're going to, you can take the toe and just place it down on the ground and then lift up the heel. All right, take your fingertips and wrap them around the right knee. If you want to stay like this, you can, but if you're able to, I highly suggest that you bring up your knee if you can. Okay, the toe is an option, but if you can bring it up, bring it up. Inhale, slowly bring that knee up towards the right arm, the inner arm, and then exhale, lower down, sinking the knee into the fingertips that are interlaced, chin to the chest. And breathe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. And this time, take that foot, rotate it around, and place it on top of the opposite leg. Okay? It might look like this. That's okay. But just do your best. I will offer a modification if you can't do it, but I do like to do this hip work. Okay? So start to just lean forward and back. And plus, we're going to do a little bit more core work. Kind of bring the chest forward. Kind of that same kind of movement with our belly. Tucking it in, then bringing it out. Tucking it in and bringing it out. And you see, we're not doing anything with the legs. So even if your leg's here, you're still doing the same thing. All right. All right. Lean to your side. Just kind of open it up a little bit. and then get steady in your seat. Bring your hands right behind your head. Breathe in and out. We're going to do some sit-ups. So take your left elbow and bring it towards, so your chest and your elbow come towards your right knee. Okay, so inhale, lift up, breathe in, squeeze the core. On the exhale, bring that elbow down. We'll do 4 of these on this side, and then we'll do the other side. 2. Really squeeze that core. Imagine if you were on the ground, you would kind of be bringing up, using that muscle from your chest and kind of coming over to the side. We're going to take the right elbow now, and we're going to come towards the left side. We're not as close to our body part, but that's okay. Squeezing. Now only go where you can. Even if it's just like a little pivot, that's fine. And come back to center. All right. If you want to stay like this, you can. Just kind of feeling it out, breathing through your thigh, or you can start to lean forward, placing your arms together, your forearms on top of the inner thigh, the inner calf, right where the shin and the calf meet. You'll have some stability there. If your knee is up, that's fine too. You can start to bring your chin towards the chest, and you can just kind of tuck your head down and breathe. There's also another modification. If you're really flexible today, you can drop your hands down in front of your leg and let them just dangle. Breathing in, exhale, breathing out. And this is our seated half pigeon. 2 more breaths, really deep, deep breaths. Slowly come up, squeezing the core, that strong core that we use to do the work that we just did in our bellies. Rise up, reach up, lift up again. It's like you're doing that mountain pose, like go a little bit higher than you did. Roll those shoulders away from the ears. Rotate your ankle. And then bring the fingertips down, grasping the leg once again. Keep rotating. And then gently place the foot slowly back down on the ground. Beautiful. Let's go through a flow again. So arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Good job. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands come down. So we're going to bring the fingertips around the left knee. The toe, we're going to start with the toe. So we're just testing the temperature, right? Like you're sticking your toe into the pool. And if you go with this, then just lift up and allow for your fingertips to carry your knee. Your knee falls into your fingertips. When you're ready, you can bring, at the best you can, bring that left knee up towards the inner arm. And then let the weight fall again into the knee. Inhaling up and down. You're still using that core. This time, keep the leg up. And when you're ready, bring the foot to the thigh. Come into your seated half pigeon. So you're on your left side this time. Again, we'll do some rocking back and forth, tucking the belly in, lifting the chest up. Sort of like we were doing a cat-cow. We're just using those movements to help loosen up the thigh, the hamstring, the hips, especially because our back, our lower back especially, is so connected to our hamstrings. This is a good way to loosen it just a little bit. And then come back to center. Take the hands, bring them behind the head. Sit up a little bit taller in your seat. You're lifting up through your rib cage towards your chest. You're not lifting up through your shoulders. All right, take that right elbow, wiggle it, and then you're going to pivot down and do your sit-ups, 4 on each side. Squeezing the core, still breathing. And then come back up to center. When you're ready, do the other side. All right, sit up nice and tall. All right, bring our hands up overhead, roll those shoulders back. All right, and then bring the hands down and find a home for them. Okay, if you just want to sit up, you can. Or you can come bring those forearms down to the leg or drop them over, drooping over, hanging heavy, chin to the chest. Good job. Just do what you can do. Chin to the chin to the chest. If your knee is all the way up, that's okay. And just relax, breathing in to the spaces that might be tight, letting go to make room for the air and the energy inside to grow with each breath. Slowly, we're going to come up, belly, chest, and then head. Again, lifting the arms up, reaching up for that mountain, going a little bit higher, and then rolling those shoulders back and taking that ankle and just kind of moving it around and rotating it. And then bring the hands down to loop around the knee and do the same thing, bringing that foot down. We're going to do a flow. So inhale, arms rise, reach up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, those arms rise. All right, come up, squeeze up, come to standing. Completely stretching your body. We're not going to be up here too long, but come behind your chair. Arms are up high overhead, mountain pose, soften the knees. Gaze is up. Take the right and the left. Get yourself up and then bring your hands to the top of the chair. All right, beautiful, beautiful. And just kind of shift your weight. We'll start out like we normally do. So we're going to shift our weight coming over towards the right side. So hand on the right, the hand is on the chair. Right hand is on the chair. We're going to press more of the weight into the right foot and then lift up the left and just be a little flowy with it. Just to gaze our balance. Squeeze the core. And then drop it down and come to the other side. All right. Left hand on the chair, lean over to the left, right foot up, squeezing down. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come behind our chair. Lift up on your heels and drop them back down. Do it again. Coming to your tippy toes and coming back down. Slowly, we're going to walk out. We're going to take a step back, bring our head to the top of the chair, and come into our downward dog. Now, you can stay just like this, or you can bring your hands down to the second rung and come into more of what's looked at as like a triangle pose. If you want to soften each leg, your left and your right, you can. Or you want to walk the heels out, you could do that. So it's really your choice. I'm going to do just the top of the chair, but the other option is there for you. And then just come into a place where once you get comfortable, you can just be here, softening the knees, relaxing the body, really letting the head melt down onto your the chair or your arms that are supported by the chair. There's nothing you have to do, but just breathe. Maybe even massage your head left and right. One more breath. Slowly, we're going to come up. Start to walk up. One step at a time, coming right behind our chair, lifting up. Belly, chest, and then head. What time it is? We have a little bit more time. All right, so we're going to bring our weight into the right side of our body, and we're going to take our left foot and bring it back. Okay, but we're not coming into a warrior. What we're going to do, since we did the warriors in the seat, we're going to do more of like a triangle pose. So get your left foot behind you. All right. It can be like train tracks. So you don't want to be like this because that's a little unbalanced. So give yourself some space. The foot doesn't have to be 100% straight behind it. You just want to be able to feel the balance. Bring your hands to the chair, soften the knees, right? So when your knees aren't soft, it looks like that. When your knees are soft, you can kind of see the little bend. So make sure you bend them a little bit. And you're going to lean forward. And you're just going to rest your head on top of your hands. And this is our triangle pose. If any other case, if we were doing it without the modification, it would look like this. Or if we had a block, okay? But you're using the chair as modification. So that gives you a sense. All right. One of the things you can do is kind of bump your hip back, bumping that right hip back, bringing that left hip forward, squaring your body with the chair, keeping the knee soft. And breathing. And just do your best. However your range is with your triangle is fine too. Slowly, we're going to start to come up, belly, chest, and then head. And then bring our left foot forward to meet our right. Beautiful. All right. We're going to shift our weight over now into the left leg. Right foot is going to come behind us again, just like we did on the other side. So you have that space. All right. Come into that triangle. Soften the knee. You're going to pivot so that that right hip kind of bumps forward. That left hip kind of goes back. And then you're square with the chair and bring your head onto the top of the chair. And breathe. Soften your knee. And just kind of tilt yourself into that position. Spend more time on structuring, trying to make sure that you have a triangle in a way that supports your body. You should be feeling a mild to moderate stretch on your hamstrings, a little bit of a push back on your lower back, the extension of your spine. You shouldn't feel any kind of pain. Two more breaths. All right, soften that knee, come forward, taking it slow, belly, chest, and then head. Take your hand up. You can take your left or your right, lift it up, or you can take them both. Back into mountain pose. And then bring the hands to the top of the chair. We're going to do one more standing pose. This time we're going to take our stance back as far as we can, straightening out our back body, tabletopping our back. Fingertips are on the top of the chair, soften the knees. Now we had a little bit of practice of pressing those hips back. So now I want you to press them both back at the same time. Keep the hips square with the chair. All right, roll the shoulders away from the ears by just kind of pushing down your shoulder blades, allowing for your belly to be parallel with the ground beneath you. And then take the chin and bring it into your chest. Then we're going to slowly take our back, dome shape it the best we can. So the navel starts to lift up towards the ceiling. Chin stays tucked into the chest. Soften the knees. And then reverse. Now the belly protrudes down towards the mat. There's this arch in your back, like if water fell, it would be held inside of your back. Head goes up, knees are soft. And now do this about 2 or 3 times, breathing in and out, moving at your own pace, keeping yourself in this nice, long, extended tabletop. Also, if you want to kind of lift up your heels a little bit, you can do that too. Whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel the best, within reason, staying within this pose. One more breath, and we're going to slowly start to walk forward, one step at a time. One step at a time until we get all the way up to the chair. Standing once again and coming back into mountain pose, taking the knees, softening them, lifting up, reaching up. One hand, both hands, or with both hands on the chair. That's what it looks like. And then come back, chin to the chest. Take the heels, lift them up. See if you found any strength, any balance. Lower them down. One more time, and then we're going to come down to our seats. And if you want to shake it out, you can before you do that. Or if you have any standing poses that you want to do, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. Any poses in the seat, you're welcome to do that too as we get ready to close the class. I always like the little twisty thing. All right. And when you're ready and you're comfortable, you can scooch forward or you can lean in your chair for Savasana. It's your choice. Relax. Close the eyes. And start to relax the feet, the legs, the hips. Relax the chest, the shoulders. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. Relax even a little bit more as you breathe in and out, and congratulate yourself on a job well done because you came to class today and you put in your best effort, and that was enough. And for the remainder of this class, just continue to embrace this Savasana because you earned it. With a heart of gratitude, you can slowly start to breathe in a way that supports you resetting for your day. Maybe even wiggle the toes and the hands, opening the eyes. And bring your hands to the heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much.